So let's talk a little bit about the brain. Have you ever been in a situation like this and wonder what just happened? Well, it's likely you pulled your hand away before you even felt the pain. So when the information is sensed in the peripheral nervous system via the hand, it's sent up the spinal cord to the brain to the central nervous system, that somatosensory cortex. All this information is shared via neurons. Sensory neurons send information to the brain, motor neurons tell you to move, and interneurons tell your central motor neurons to move even before your sensory neurons can share that information. Now remember, your whole brain is involved in this process. Remember, the parietal lobe is obviously involved because the information is coming in via your senses and your motor cortex has to tell you to move your hand. But also your limbic system is involved because you're feeling pain and fear and frustration. And eventually, your frontal lobe is involved because you're thinking, oh my God, this is a terrible idea. Your temporal lobe is involved when you start screaming and hear yourself screaming. And your occipital lobe is involved in the process of watching your hand in this terrible pain. So how do we know all this? Well, imaging tools have allowed us to develop a lot of information. One being the fMRI, which has showed us how blood flow changes during functional situations. PET scans, or positron emission tomographies, test the amount of glucose consumption from radioactive substances after you drink those and go into the scan. So we can further use imaging studies to see if, for example, a drug is working, like an SSRI, and in this case, where we have a depressed patient versus a not depressed patient. Look at the difference in the blood flow and the color changes that happen when a person is no longer depressed. The brain allows us to do many amazing things, like pull our hand away before we even realize we're in pain to save ourselves. Or more conscious things, like think about, maybe I should get on a medication because I'm not feeling happy. Hopefully you found this follow-up overview of the brain helpful, and if not, don't hesitate to ask questions. That's what I'm here for.